You know, this is beneath me. I am a highly respected scientist on Cybertron. Having me do this video is illogical.
And yet you're the only one I could get to do this.
Oh yes, your first choice wasn't able to come, was she?
Seriously, do you know how hard it is to book Twilight Sparkle for YouTube videos?
I wouldn't know. Now, can we get on with this? I have important research I'd rather be doing.
Okay. Today is my Pi Day video.
Oh yes, Pi Day, your human holiday that celebrates a mathematical equation. And these things, I guess.
Okay. Anyway, for Pi Day, I figured I'd do something a little different on my channel and look at these 3 different brands of fruit pies you can get off of your grocery store shelf. I got Hostess, Miss Freshly's, and Little Debbie. You may notice something though. A while ago, like back when they first made these, Hostess used to package theirs like these in these little wax paper containers. Now they're doing the same thing as Little Debbie's and putting them in boxes.
Possibly because it was more environmentally safe for your planet.
Yes, Shockwave, I do believe that is...
Did you just refer to me as Soundwave? I am not Soundwave, I am Shockwave.
Little uppity, aren't you?
Yes, a lot of people do confuse me, the two of us sometimes, just because our names are similar.
Anyway, let us get on with this. I really should have gotten Twilight to do this. Anyway, I have here all the nutritional value for the 3 pies. Let's take a look. Hostess here is at the 148 calories. The same with the Freshly's. The Little Debbie, on the other hand, is 420 calories. Far less, but not by much.
Isn't calories what you humans use to fuel your bodies? Seriously, how can you not run on Energon?
Okay, I'm just gonna go on here. Now then, fat content. Hostess has 20 grams of fat and a saturated fat content of 10 grams. Freshly's has 27 grams and 14 grams of saturated fat, so it's slightly higher than Hostess. Little Debbie has 17 grams of fat and 10 grams of saturated fat. The saturated fat's not higher or lower than Hostess, but it is significantly lower than the other 2. As for cholesterol, flat on the entire board.
No cholesterol content. Is that good or bad for you humans?
Okay, now let's look at the sodium content. Hostess has about 380 milligrams of sodium. Freshly's has 270 milligrams. And Little Debbie has a significant 510 milligrams of sodium. That's quite a lot. As for carbs, Hostess has 69, Freshly's has 58, and Little Debbie has 46. Again, not a terrible significance, but there is a clear difference. Protein content, both Little Debbie and Freshly's has about 3 grams of protein each, whereas Hostess has 4 grams of protein.
How is it that it has more protein than the other 2?
Oh, that's easy. I checked the ingredients. It actually has soy and other products that actually give protein to it.
I didn't realize that only 1 gram was given by soy.
Okay, I know I brought you here for your own opinions on this, but quite frankly, you are kind of annoying.
I guess that's just your problem, isn't it?
Moving on. Hostess has a humongous sugar well, not huge per se, but a lot larger than the other two. It has a sugar content of 39 grams. Freshly's has 26 grams, and Little Debbie has 35 grams. So Freshly's has less sugar. Fiber content, Hostess has 1 gram, Freshly's has 2 grams, and Little Debbie has 1 gram of fiber. And now for the assorted nutritional value. Hostess and Freshly's have calcium and iron content. Hostess has 8 grams of 8% daily value of calcium and 8% daily value of iron. Freshly's has a higher content, 15% daily value of calcium, 10% daily value of iron. Little Debbie has 2% vitamin A, no calcium content or anything that's considered significant, and an 8% daily value of iron, just like Hostess. So yeah, all three have their own pros and cons, and I guess it's really all about which nutritional value you're looking into.
Yes, I don't really see much difference in the nutritional content as you put it.
Now then, nutritional value is all well and good, but we need to really look at these things.
I wonder why you had that knife.
Yes, I do have a knife, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, yes. You do realize that my skin is made of metal and that will not work?
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I could sever a cable somewhere.
Your threats are as hollow as... Okay, I have no idea where I was going with that.
Okay, there's our Hostess pie, and it feels kind of greasy pulling that out. And the sugar content is already starting to flake off as soon as I pull it out. Let's look at the Freshly's one. Oh, that has a lot thicker glaze for having less sugar, doesn't it?
Yes, it almost looks like it was covered in... Well, damn it, what is a good Cybertronian equivalent of that?
And let's look at the Little Debbie here, which kind of in between the two, isn't it?
Yes, it does look like it's in between the two extremes here.
Yeah, but it feels a lot more solid. And back here it looks almost like it's almost not covered at all. So let's take a look here.
If only we had Vertigus, he could probably cut this thing open easily.
Oh, damn it. I mean, it sure looks like thick glaze. But this thing is like really thick. Okay, let's take a look. Looks like a pretty good significant filling in the Little Debbie. The Hostess, yeah, you can barely tell, but yeah, all the fillings on this side. This side right here is just total air. And the Hostess, again, completely full. Looks like it has a bit more filling than the Little Debbie, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
But let's check the ends to be sure. Yeah, the end is just about filled. And yeah, look at that. Look at that when I'm cutting the Miss Freshly's. It is crumbling.
Must be a structural weakness somewhere.
Okay. Now we go to the final bit of this. We actually have to try this.
You do realize I do not eat your human food, right?
I know you don't.
Oh, then you're probably going to just be a self-made guinea pig, right?
Moving on. Okay, let us try the Hostess one first. Oh, crap. Okay, fairly good. Feeling good. Crust, on the other hand, barely. It does give texture, but the crust itself has barely flavor in it. Barely any flavor in it, from what I could tell. And it leaves a bit of a odd feeling in your mouth.
What kind of odd feeling?
I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. Almost like a greasy, waxy feel. Okay, let's try the Miss Freshly's here, which is just crumbling as I grab it. I'm just gonna have to shove this thing in my mouth in one big piece.
Oh, good. More awkward silence.
Oh! Oh, man. Mm. Okay, this is harder to chew than the last one was. Center is really gummy. Yeah. Okay. That's unpleasant. Because the exact same roof of your mouth feel that the other one did, but the crust is just tough and the filling is like rubbery. Ugh.
So I take it wasn't all that pleasant, was it?
Not at all. And oh, roof of my mouth feels even worse than it did when I bit into the Hostess. At least the Hostess pie was a little better. It just goes away after a bit. This is like, oh my gosh. Okay, now for the Little Debbie. Okay. Critical observation here. Filling, good. Slightly better than the Hostess, way better than the Miss Freshly's. I can actually taste the crust. It actually contributes to the flavor. You can actually taste the glaze. It definitely doesn't feel as thick. Ugh.
Oh, good. You're still alive, aren't you?
You have no idea about human biology, do you?
I only research. I don't actually observe as much as I should.
Okay. Well, nutritional value wise, it's kind of random. It just depends on what you're really looking for. Taste wise, the Hostess is definitely the superior one. It tastes better. The crust actually contributes. The Hostess is a decent second. The crust isn't that bad, but it doesn't have much flavor to it. The Miss Freshly's, on the other hand, the filling is like a gummy of some kind, and the crust is so tough it almost feels like I'm... Ugh.
Are you gonna throw up now?
I'm not gonna throw up. Seriously, if I had nothing else in my stomach, I probably would, but this is fine. All in all, I'd go with the Little Debbie, especially considering the fact that Little Debbie actually has not only cherry apple, but it has lemon and chocolate, whereas all the other ones are just cherry and apple.
Oh, are we gonna look at the apple ones next?
No, we are not going to look at the apple ones, especially considering the fact that the apple ones were out of stock for the Miss Freshlies right now. And I really do not want to find out how badly they screwed up the apple pie.
Okay. So are we done here?
Yes, we're done.
Oh, good. I have more research I have to do.
Yeah, you go do that. Anyway, that's my Pie Day video, everyone. Hope to see you again later. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get a drink. I really need to get that Miss Freshly's feeling out of my mouth.